Guarda o teu gado e vai pra junto do teu bem. Vai, boiadeiro, que a noite já vem. Guarda o teu gado e vai pra junto do teu bem. Vai, boiadeiro, que a noite já vem. Guarda o teu gado e vai pra junto do teu bem. Vai, boiadeiro, que a noite já vem. Guarda o teu gado e vai pra junto do teu bem.
Look at that junkie strung out on a one God only knows. He ain't washed or shaved in a couple of days, and there's stains upon his clothes. Look at that junkie strung out on a one God only knows. He ain't washed or shaved in a couple of days, and there's stains upon his clothes. Look at that junkie strung out on a one God only knows. He ain't washed or shaved in a couple of days, and there's stains upon his clothes. Look at that junkie strung out on a one God only knows. He ain't washed or shaved in a couple of days, and there's stains upon his clothes.
Hello, how are you all doing? Welcome to Pursuit of Perfect System. My name is Terry Ellis. I'm an audio reviewer and a Dirac Live Calibrator. Hopefully that A/B demonstration has got your attention. Could you hear a difference? For me, the difference was so marked. When it came time to edit the video, I had to keep checking to make sure I was using the same parts of the songs between the recordings A and recordings B. I had to keep checking to make sure I wasn't using different parts of the same song. So what did I do? And what is this video all about? Well, I'm pretty sure you can guess. This video is about power cables, but how did I use them so that it resulted in such a big difference in sound quality? A week or two ago, I did a marathon recording session between 5 different power cables. Soon I will be doing demonstrations and reviews of 3 of them. One of those 3 you can see here on the desk. The other 2 power cables that I recorded were at the complete opposite ends of the spectrum. I wanted to include them and record them as points of reference. And those 2 different power cables are what you just heard in that A/B demo. One of them was a freebie type of power cable that I bought recently from Amazon, and the other one was a Tellurium Q statement power cable, which is the best power cable that I have experienced so far. One costs about £8 delivered, and the other costs about £4,500. So for that price difference, you should expect to hear a difference, and you do. The difference is absolutely massive. The demos that I was recording was changing the power cables feeding to an integrated amplifier, the Nagra Classic integrated amplifier, which is a £15,500 amplifier. So a high-end one, a very high-end and really good amplifier. What's interesting about this demonstration is an amplifier at the quality of the Nagra Classic, with the design and engineering, high quality components that's used inside it. The only way that amplifier would sound bad is if you unplugged it or maybe listened to it underwater. But what's more interesting is that when you power it from a freebie power cable, it sounds but a pale shadow of what it can do when you power it from a really high quality power cable, such as a Tellurium Q statement. Then you have to consider what I call the compounded effect. The system that I used for these demonstrations is using lots of really high quality power cables. There is not a freebie power cable in sight. So if you consider for every high quality power cable that are replaced with a freebie type of power cable, that difference in sound quality that you just heard would be compounded or multiplied by every single time you made that change. In stark contrast, if I started replacing them with Tellurium Q statement, that benefit in audio quality that you just heard would be compounded and multiplied as well. Imagine that whole system powered with Tellurium Q statements. One can dream on that one. So why did I make this video? Well, I wanted to demonstrate that there is a significant difference between different power cables, even when used to power an amplifier. The difference is real and the difference is significant. So real and significant that I was easily able to record the differences. Second, and far more important, is that this is a type of demonstration I would like to advise either new audiophiles or audiophiles that sit on the fence regards to power cables to do. I've discussed at length with different audiophiles before that have tried power cables and haven't heard a difference. And you ask the question, what ones did you try? And they say they tried a freebie one and maybe tried one that cost £50, couldn't hear a difference, and then wrote every single power cable off as making no difference. Well, that's just balmy and crazy. I think instead, even if these power cables are far outside your budget, I still think in this instance, when you're trying to work out whether they're worth investing in or not, it would be a far better experience to get rid of the £50 one and try one at £500, maybe one at £1,500, and then if you're lucky enough to have access to it, try one at about £5,000 just to hear what differences there might be. I think even better if you can take a set of power cables home, change the whole system from freebie power cables to upgraded ones all at once, so you get to hear that compounded effect. Live with it for a week, take them out, put all the freebie ones back in and see what happens to the sound of the system, if anything, and make a judgment on that. And again, even if these power cables are way outside of your budget, or if you're only looking to buy one, I think it's getting the experience. I think it'd be useful to have this experience, listen to it so that you know personally whether they're worth making a reasonable or maybe a significant or a very big investment in when you are able to. To rule out any foul play, how did I do and record these demonstrations? Well, all 5 power cable demos were recorded on the same day with the same microphone set up with the recording equipment at the exact same volume. Now, because the Nagra Classic has a physical volume control, I was able to leave the volume control in the exact same position throughout the whole recording session. In between the power cycles, once I turned the Nagra Classic off, unplugged the power cable, plugged the next one back in, I gave the amplifier a minimum 20 minutes, more like 30 minutes of playing to make sure that it was back to its temperature equilibrium or had settled back down. Interestingly, the Tellurium Q statement power cable was the last cable that I did the recordings for. So if anything, it had the biggest disadvantage, if that has any effect, which I really don't think it did. And also, to guarantee the freebie power cable had the best chance, I made sure to buy one that came with a 13 amp fuse in it, which ensured as close as possible that it was going to have the thickest AWG conductors in it as well. So it was the closest freebie power cable that I could buy, suited best to powering an amplifier. In the editing of the video, I made sure to volume match absolutely everything. So any differences you're hearing in the recordings, their real differences. And don't forget, they're recording, so it's a massively diluted version of the real thing. Listening to the system while I was doing the recordings with the freebie power cable, the system still sounded really good. All the main elements of the music was there, but it was like a shouty, more squashed version, more compressed in the middle, and missing a lot of the low end control and presence. Plugging a Tellurium Q statement in to the Nagra Classic was largely like listening to a different system. The power and presence and control of the bass was massively improved. The overall space, resolution, clarity, and just overall refinement was all improved. So which one was which? Which power cable was A and which power cable was B? If it was not already really obvious, maybe you can go back and listen to the demonstrations again, or you can just give me another 30 seconds and I'll play them for you again. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it's been enlightening and useful and hopefully entertaining. All the albums that I've used for the AB demonstrations will be linked in the video description, so you can go and pick them up if you want to try these demos out for yourself. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like this, AB demonstrations, hi-fi, home cinema, reviews, hi-fi shows, demos and all sorts. You know the content's here and the content keeps coming. Make sure you go and visit the website. There's a lot of development work going on there right now, so please support the channel. Go and visit the website. Make sure you come back and see us again soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.
já vem. Guarda o teu gado e vai pra junto do teu bem. Vai, boiadeiro, que a noite já vem. Guarda o teu gado e vai pra junto do teu bem. Vai, boiadeiro, que a noite já vem. Guarda o teu gado e vai pra junto do teu bem. Vai, boiadeiro, que a noite já vem. Guarda o teu gado e vai pra junto do teu bem.
junkie's strung out on a one God only knows. He ain't washed or shaved in a couple of days, and there's stains upon his clothes. Look at that junkie strung out on a one God only knows. He ain't washed or shaved in a couple of days, and there's stains upon his clothes. Look at that junkie strung out on a one God only knows. He ain't washed or shaved in a couple of days, and there's stains upon his clothes. Look at that junkie strung out on a one God only knows. He ain't washed or shaved in a couple of days, and there's stains upon his clothes.